One. So today's less chapter we are going to see about Mahatma Gandhi and the national movement. So before going to the lesson, I just want you all to ask some questions. That is, how does war affect common people? So as we all know that, how does war affect common people? Loss of lives, shortage of food and resources, fear and insecurity, yes or no? And can a war affect the whole world? Yes. So, as current situation, we are facing what? The war which is happening between Iran and USA. Yes or no? So, here we see that oil price may increase, trade and travel are affected, economy of many countries suffer. Yes or no? Yes. So, the beginning of the First World War, it was the hardship for the common people. It was a hardship for the common people in India. So here we see that it increase in defense expenditure, okay, and also common man paid the income tax in double. Okay, common man paid income tax in double. So beside all this, in 1918 to 1919, okay, and 1920 to 21, crops failed, shortage of food, and meanwhile influenza pandemic. So what is pandemic? We all know that what is pandemic. We have all gone through the corona pandemic, yes or no? So in this pandemic, how many people it killed? It killed about 18 million people in India. Okay, and here we see that in midst of all these problems, there emerged a new leader on the horizon. Who's that new leader? He's none other than Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. So he's popularly known as Bapu or Mahatma Gandhi. So he the one who completely dominated the Indian national movement from 1915 to 1948. This is very much important. So he the one who completely dominated the Indian national movement from 1915 to 1948. So this period is known as what? Gandhian era in Indian history. This period is called Gandhian era. So, if we see his early life, so he was born in 1869 at Porbandar, okay, district of Gujarat. His father was Diwan of Rajkot state, and as he completed his studies, he went to England for his higher study, that is to study law. And after completing his studies, he came back to India and started practicing law at Rajkot. Okay, so in meanwhile, from 1893 to 1914, he practiced law in South Africa. So he went to South Africa and he practiced law in South Africa. So in South Africa, the one incident which made him injustice and discriminating is he was traveling by a train, though he was having first class ticket, first class compartment he was traveling, he was forcibly thrown out of the train, though he was having valid ticket. So Indian could not travel with Europeans and were not travel where they are not they are not supposed to enter the hotels or clubs which belong to Europeans. So this was the racial discrimination and this injustice that which he faced first. So Gandhiji soon became the leader of the struggle for justice in South Africa. Now the first time he is the leader one arose for the struggle for justice in South Africa. So during 1893 to 1914, we see that he was engaged in a heroic struggle. Okay, So he formed the Natal Indian Congress. We see here he formed the Natal Indian Congress over here, and he started his non-violent protest against the discriminating treatment towards the Indians. So he stood for the unjust acts against the Indians. So Mahatma Gandhi evolved the technique of satyagraha. That is, what is meaning of satyagraha? It means truth and non-violence. Okay, so now Gandhiji returned to India in January 1915 and spent the next 4 years in studying the Indian situation. Okay, so during this time he was involved in three significant struggles in Champa. The three significant struggles, that is, the first one is Champaran Satyagraha. Okay, we are going to see the first Champaran Satyagraha, then Ahmedabad Satyagraha and Kheda Satyagraha. So if we see the Champaran Satyagraha in Bihar in 1917, Gandhiji first experiment in satyagraha. So what he did, he fought against the indigo farmers. So indigo farmers from the British planters, okay. So he offered satyagraha, as a result of which an inquiry was conducted into the conditions of the peasants. This helped in giving the indigo cultivators some relief. So this satyagraha gave some of the relief to the farmers. Okay, and next is Ahmedabad Satyagraha. Now if we see Ahmedabad Satyagraha in 1918, we see that the workers, okay, the mill workers of Ahmedabad were in a strike against the mill owners. Why? Because they refused to pay them their higher wages. So when the workers seemed to weaken, so here we see that Gandhiji protest against. How he protest? He provided support to them by undertaking a fast hunger strike. It's called as a hunger strike. So, and because of this hunger strike, the mill owners, afraid of these consequences, and they agreed on the fourth day of Gandhiji's fast. So this was a hunger strike. Okay, so here we see on the fourth day of Gandhiji's fast to give 35% increase in wages. So the mill owners, after this fast, they agreed to pay them 35% increase in wages. And next is Kheda Satyagraha in 1918. So here we see that crops failed here, and also there was a famine. And due to this famine, here the Britishers imposed land revenue towards them. Land revenue, and the farmers were refused to pay the revenue, and ultimately the government was forced to arrive at a settlement with the peasants. So in this protest, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel became Gandhiji's followers during this struggle. So these was the first experiment in satyagraha, brought Gandhiji to a close contact with the masses. So both the peasants in the rural areas and the workers in the urban areas. Okay children, hope you all understood till here. So we will see the non-cooperation movement in the next class, and if you like my video, please follow and subscribe and please share my videos. Thank you.